Yo, 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 Wagwan, it's your boy Chill Sam, aka Brother Noomsy, alongside my mans.
TZ Dave in the building. What's happening?
You already know what it is. We got a special guest in the building. We're gonna get to that in a second. But before we do that, make sure y'all hit the like.
Hit that like, share,
share.
subscribe button right now. Follow us on
You-
Instagram, SportsTime_zone. Get them followers up. Come on, man.
Y'all
Let's
know
go.
what it is. SportsTime_zone. We're gonna be taking the show to IG real soon. We're getting them followers up. So y'all make sure if you haven't already done so that you go over here and you follow it up. Also, special salute, special shout out to everybody that rock with us, all our sponsors, goodlifeclothing.com, KE Creations. KE Creations, salute to KE Creations, but put my man TZD down. Y'all see it. They design everything. They design shirts, they design socks, they design headbands, draws, bras, whatever y'all looking for, they got it. They put your team on there. They'll put your logo on there. They do it all. Gene Hennigan, big up, salute to you too. Now, yeah, special guest that we got in the building today. He's been here before. Y'all already know what it is. The four-time letter winner in both football and basketball at JFK High School in the Chi-Town, Chicago. Stand up. Defensive tackle for the Wartburg College Black Knights from 1996 to 99. He is the Behind Enemy Lines blogger, a Chicago sports fan living in rival town Minneapolis, and the one man who coined the phrase bronzexuals across America. Y'all give it up for my man, Big Reese, aka Negro Dominus, in the building. Welcome, Big Reese.
What's happening, Reese?
No doubt. Yeah, welcome, man.
What's
welcome
good
to
with
the
it, fam? What's good with y'all?
Yeah, definitely. We glad to have you. We definitely glad to have you here. You've been here before, so you're really not even a guest. To be honest, you could just put your feet up, help yourself to the refrigerator. Just use your ashtray if you're gonna smoke. That's all we ask.
Right. You need some water or something?
Yeah, TZ in the building.
Right.
Shout out to you, Reese. So yeah, man, a lot's been going on since the last time you was on the show. Definitely one of the biggest things that's happened over the last week is the NFL draft. Your Chicago Bears had the #1 draft pick in the NFL draft. So I want to start off first by saying, Caleb Williams, are you sold on Caleb? And then two, how do you grade your Chicago Bears overall in this NFL draft? How do you think they did?
Well, I kind of believe the Bears did an excellent job with their draft picks. That they had. They didn't have they only had a few draft picks. They had like 4, maybe 5. I'm impressed with what Ryan Poles did and how he identified that we just need to snatch off the Band-Aid on Justin Fields and cut bait, and at least put him in a good situation. I don't think sending him to a coach like Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh is a bad deal. So they really did their best to try to do good by him and not just screw him over, because he's going to a good organization, probably the most stable organization in the National Football League over the last 20 years, right? So, I mean, I think he might be starting over Wilson pretty soon anyway. So with that being said, most GMs come in, and Ryan Poles came in, and they come in and they want to put their own stamp on an organization, right? So usually when a new GM comes in, the quarterback, if he's not like an established veteran, like you come in, you inherit an Aaron Rodgers, you inherit a Mahomes, for example, you're going to come in and you're going to ride with them, right? Because they're superstar quarterbacks. Justin Fields showed some talent, but he didn't show enough for Ryan Poles not to want to come in and bring his guys in, put a stamp on his organization, right? And so what he did with basically with Caleb is, first off, what I don't want to get swept under the rug is blockbuster trade that Poles did back on March 10th of 2023. Okay. It's the gift that keeps on giving for the Bears. We traded with the Carolina Panthers for their number 1 overall pick. Okay. We kind of, it was kind of short sale. We kind of knew, you want to bet that they were going to be bad. So they traded for him to get that number 1 pick. So now, with the Bears being 7-10 last year, you got the number 1 overall pick coming into a situation that's not the suckiest team in the league. Most guys that drafted number 1, seriously, most guys drafted number 1, they go, it's not a lottery like the NBA. They go by your record. The worst record is the number 1 pick, and so on and so forth. So the Carolina Panthers had the worst pick. We ended up getting their pick, and we decided, you know what? All the grades on Caleb Williams, regardless of fingernail painting, I know you wanted me to address that.
I'm gonna get into that. I was gonna let you make it for now, but I was gonna definitely bring it up. And TZ was like, we was busting out laughing over that picture with the nails and all that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe.
It's all marketing. He has some kind of deal with a nail company, a nail polish. So I mean, it's all about bread. So you got to respect the game that he's comfortable enough with himself that he's like, I'll go ahead and just paint my nails. Let people know I'm not going to be ashamed of expressing myself. Fine.
Hey, that ain't what you said. That ain't what you said when D Wade did it. But anyway, we're gonna slide off of that. So Dave, TZ Dave, just judging from, your team, obviously, your team is the champions. So y'all ain't really need too much in the draft at all. Do you see any needs that y'all boys need going into next year at all? Any needs or holes that need to be filled?
I would say maybe 1 or 2 more receivers just to give Patrick Mahomes some more looks, because we know how they're gonna try to guard Kelsey and the rest of the others. So just what I'm feeling. Maybe the O-line just a little bit, because O-line was better than last year. So we were improving on that. So yeah. I'm ready, man. Pat Mahomes, man, can't count him out.
Well, you was talking all that dynasty talk earlier, so I got to give y'all credit.
You already know it's a dynasty. We still going. We're going for it again.
3 championships, but getting back to the Bears, I like the pick. I like Caleb. I watched him a lot at USC, so I know what he's capable of. I know his strengths. I know how he plays, and he fits you guys. My only thing is, it's got to be, you guys have to have a different game plan with him than what y'all had with Justin Fields, because otherwise it could just be a repeat. I don't know how many different systems Justin Fields played in Chicago while he was there. I know it wasn't just 1 or 2. He played in a few different systems. So I don't know that we really got to see his full potential, but when you draft Caleb Williams number 1, you have to get it right. You got to get it right. There is no more, let's wait and see and let's try this or try that. You guys have to get it right. So are you confident that you guys got it right this time? I think we got a delay.
I'm pretty confident when, I see all the grades for him. Can you hear me?
Nah, yeah, you good. We got you. You good.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
So, yeah, I think we may have got it right. Just simply due to the fact that all the grades I've seen on Caleb Williams has been Mahomes-esque, right? Throw on the run. He can create. He's very accurate. He can run, but he doesn't throw to run, right? He runs to throw, right? And that's one of those things that Patrick Mahomes was able to do a lot and is able to do, is he runs to throw, right? So I'm hearing Caleb Williams has that same skill set. I think with Adunze from Washington, Adunze,
the wide receiver. Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
We got DJ Moore. And then we have Keenan Allen. Yep, wide receiver. Allen. He is a stud proven entity. So I'm thinking that, that could be one of the Bears' best passing attacks since the merger. I'll just be quite honest with you. I mean, they're going to have firepower, and given the fact that Fields running around like a chicken with his head cut off, we still went 7-10, doing everything they can to surround Fields with weapons, that's what you really want an organization to do with a quarterback. I'm not sure we really did that with Justin, but it was all based on we had available at the time, right?
Yeah, and that's what I kind of fear for
on
you
our team,
guys is that you don't maximize everything that you have around you. But it looks like you kind of setting up Caleb a little bit better than you set up Justin Fields. So
where do you think y'all season go? Like, what do you see for y'all season this year? Playoffs, like, well, how you feeling about going into the year?
I mean, going into this year, I mean, Detroit's supposed to be. They might take a step back. I think that Detroit is allergic to prosperity. Just the city itself. I think once they get a taste of prosperity, you just look, the one that won title, within the NBA and fall back for a while. So I'm not sure with Detroit. Green Bay's going to be good. They got Jordan Love.
I don't think so. I disagree. I think Detroit.
Get him, Dave.
I think Detroit gonna be they're gonna be just where they were last year, but not as far. But they'll be playoffs. I think Detroit will be playoffs this year. I don't think they're gonna go as far as they did this year, but they'll be around.
Well, I mean,
they
very well win the division. No. I'm telling you, the Bears might be forced if they can get Caleb Williams up. I'm telling you.
We got some technical difficulties with you over there, Big Reese. Some technical difficulties. You're a little frozen right now, but can you
go in and out?
Yeah. Hey, Big Reese, you going in and out. I definitely but we get the sentiment. We get the sentiment. Much luck to your Chicago Bears. I do want to see Caleb Williams perform well. I do want to see him take the Bears out of like the atrocity that they've been in. So we can start smack talking again. It's been a while since I've been able to trash talk your Bears because y'all been off the radar for so long that now I can actually smack talk a little bit for you. So salute to you and your Bears for getting the pick right. I think that was an excellent choice for you, and that wide receiver is going to be special as well. Now, staying in your city, staying in Chicago, but shifting over to the WNBA. Like your WNBA team, or Reese is like, what is the WNBA?
Don't make me say it, but go ahead and just.
Hey, we got female viewers out there.
Get canceled.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Salute to all of the ladies that's watching. We have a lot of lady athletes that watch the show and that chime in regularly. So I'll just ask you this: with your home team, your hometown WNBA team drafting two of college basketball's best women players in ever, not just this year, ever. Do you think this is going to increase WNBA interest, or do you see yourself, even Mr. What's a WNBA himself, do you see yourself sitting down to take in a game or two this season of the WNBA?
Well, I do think that, Angel Reese and Camila Codorso, which are the two main draft picks, they were rivals, and now on the same team. That's really going to be something that
he going in and out on your side too, Dave?
Yeah. We gotta keep this thing going.
Yeah,
We got,
yeah. I know.
How they
he is going in and out.
goals.
Iron. Then he said since Cardosa and Reese.
Yeah, yeah, Reese. Your connection is a little choppy, but we got a little bit of what you were saying. We got a little piece of it. So we're just gonna say this: if if you watch at least 2 or 3 WNBA games this season, I'll be proud of you. I will personally be proud of you myself because Big Reese isn't exactly the biggest fan of the WNBA. Not very many of us were before this season.
I
Shout
So,
was.
outs again to her career. She just retired. That's how.
but yeah, Angel
I
Reese
want
and
to give a shout out
Cardoso.
to this
Yeah.
partner, SportsTimeZone, who just retired.
Right.
Salute. Yeah, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm interested to see what the ratings look like next year in the WNBA. I might catch a few games myself, so we'll see what happens. But let's transition over from the WNBA to the NBA the men's basketball NBA playoff tournament that's going on right now. I know this is TZD's favorite part of the show right here, Dave. So we're gonna go down the line and let's talk about some of these series. A few of these series have already been decided. Starting with the OKC Thunder. The OKC Thunder just swept the Pelicans. Of course, the Pelicans didn't have Zion, and Brandon Ingram was also hobbled a little bit, so he didn't really get a chance to be at his full potential. But what are the needs for the Pelicans? What do you see as the needs for the Pelicans? I'll start with you, TZD, but I'm just going to throw this out here. I think the Pelicans need a true shooter, a pure shooter. There's not one pure shooter unless you want to count CJ McCollum, which I don't, on their team. They need a scorer, someone who can generate offense to play with Ingram and Zion. I do like Herb Williams, his defense, and I do like Alvarado, the Puerto Rican point guard. I like those guys, but everyone else on the team, I think is tradable. Everybody else can go, starting with CJ McCollum. What do you say to that, TZD? And then Big Reese, you jump in right after Dave.
I agree. I think you trade CJ off the bat. I feel like they need a better point guard, can score, more consistent, somewhere that can balance the floor with Zion. Because at times, I feel like they get too stagnant with Zion and Ingram at the same time. They have no one to really hold it down at the point guard position. So that's how I feel. It's not much more they can probably do. Maybe they get some more shooters in the off season. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they play out. But I feel like they're gonna have the same team going into next year.
Yeah, I kind of
Maybe
agree with
I
you there.
also will put Willie Green maybe on the hot seat. I don't know. He might get fired, might not. 50-50. So we'll
50-50. Yeah, we looking forward to hearing your coach's hot seat next week on the next episode. But go ahead, Big Reese. Any keys or any needs that you see the New Orleans Pelicans to fill so they don't get swept again, or even they
right.
can do better next year? What do you see for them on the horizon? If you're not frozen.
Well, I mean, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
there
go
you
to the
go.
old adage that the best. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back to the old adage that the best available. So, I mean, what they need is a healthy Zion. I mean, they can't get any consistency because the second you think, oh, he's getting over the hump, he's going to be healthy, boom, he's out again. You know, so I mean, he's in and out. So they need a healthy Zion. I think, given the fact that they were a seed, I mean, they might be able to find a diamond in the rough in the draft because they'll be drafting basically in the middle of the draft, one of the
Yeah,
last seeds of one of the last lottery whatever. They won't be in the lottery, but they'll be probably in the middle
somewhere in
of
the
the
middle.
first round.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Here's a hot take. I think they might need to consider trading Zion. They need to get some capital for him because I don't think they need to. Yeah, they keep waiting. They keep waiting on this kid to be able to do something. And I mean, he was a bigger phenom on YouTube than he has been in New Orleans, and that's a fact. I mean, I remember watching the
Yeah.
YouTube videos, and I was like, "This kid's gonna ball," and now he's just cashing checks, which I ain't counting his money,
Who's
but
the hell?
you know,
You can't
if
say
you cash that, you should be playing ball.
Good point. Good point.
One
So
point for me is
that might be something they might consider.
Sure. Go ahead, Dave.
one thing for me is with Zion, it's his health. Like I feel like he still hasn't reached that
Right.
full potential like he did. We've seen him just like in the playing game when he was at his full potential. That gave me Duke Zion. That was Duke Zion in the
Yeah.
playing game. And he just has to keep his health up. Like, shout out to Kenny Smith. I was watching, he said, you don't play basketball to get in shape. You get in shape to play basketball.
Yeah.
I feel that's what Zion needs to do. His body changes over the course of the season. So sometimes his weight goes up and down. It's not consistent. And I feel like that leads to injury.
Fluctuates. Excellent point. Yeah, I agree with both of you on that. Availability is the best ability, like Big Reese said, and salute to you for quoting Kenny Smith. Yeah, you definitely don't want to use the regular season as a means to get in shape. You should already you should come into the season already at
In
your
shape.
playing weight. He
Yeah.
goes up and down. He got the Kyle Lowry syndrome. Well, Kyle Lowry was in my Kyle would go up, he would go down. They call him Kyle Bubble Butt Lowry. But because Kyle Lowry, you never know what Kyle you're gonna get. If you're gonna get big Kyle, you're gonna get, and that's kind of what it's turning into for Zion. So yeah, salute to both of y'all. Great points on that. Next series up that is already over was your current residency, Big Reese. The Minnesota Timberwolves just swept the Phoenix Suns. My take on this is probably the most surprising outcome of any of the series is that I predicted. I actually picked the Suns. I picked Phoenix to win this series in 7 games. Not only did they not win in 7, they got swept. They got swept. I never saw a scenario where a team with Kevin Durant leading a team with Bradley Beal and Lord have mercy, and Devin Booker. I never saw a scenario that they would get swept. And KD, I will say this, and I said it on the last episode, and I'm going to say it again. KD looked like he was not himself. He looked scared of the moment. He was not running towards the ball for key possessions when I felt like they needed a bucket. He went and ran into the corner and just stood there waiting for somebody to kick him the ball for an open 3. That's not how we do it, KD. And it saddens me to see that because that's like a signifying the end of an era. KD was a part of a certain era of basketball that we were accustomed to seeing greatness come out of. And for him to go out like that, I just don't know. Real quick, I don't know. Is this the end of the elite Kevin Durant? Is this the elite version of KD that we witnessed in Brooklyn, that we saw in OKC, that we saw in Golden State? Or is that KD finished? Are we finished with seeing that KD? And part 2 of the question, should the Suns break this team up and just cash out their chips?
Blow it up.
So you say, yeah, you think they should blow it up now, cash their chips, because they got some valuable chips. If they wanted to cash in individually these pieces or these players, they could get back a huge return. But where do you go from here? If you can't win with KD, Beal, and Booker, what do you do from here? What do you say to that, Big Reese?
Well, KD, for all the skill he has, KD's not a leader. He's not a team leader, right?
Not at all.
I've always looked at Kevin Durant. I've always looked at Kevin Durant as a weapon to deploy, like he's Hiroshima, right? You need a leader. You need somebody that can get him and say, "You sick him, get him, boy." That's what KD is. KD's a get him boy, right?
Okay.
When he was in when he was in Golden State, he had Stephen Clay, and when he came over to help Stephen Clay said, "Get him." You know what I'm saying? And they ended up winning 2 times. titles. And then he didn't get enough credit. He got butthurt and decided to leave. Say, I can do my own team. And guess what? He hasn't done anything of significance since leaving Golden State. Right. So, in his ego wanting to, get credit, and see, they could have won 3-4 more titles if he stayed there. His legacy people would have been, putting him in the GOAT debate. And I'm like, look, Kevin got 5 rings.
They still would be winning right now.
They'd be still winning right now. They'd be like, Kevin got 5 rings. Where's he in the GOAT debate? He got more than LeBron, but his ego put him to Brooklyn with Flaky Ree. And then he ended up leaving Brooklyn to go to Phoenix. And as good as Booker is with the Mamba mentality, they still need somebody. I don't think Booker can get in Kevin's face and say, hey, get this done. I don't think Booker has that cachet as far as
Kevin. They need a Draymond Green.
Somebody. So the Kevin Durant era, I think he's on the tail end of his prime, because nowadays players are playing, 35, 36. I mean, Jordan retired, won his last ring at 35 and was out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these players now, they're playing into their late 30s, and LeBron, with whatever KG was talking about, what kind of Jamba he's drinking. He called it that new Jamba. That new Jamba juice. Playing. I just think that KD's best years are behind him, unless he bites his ego and decides to join. I mean, he's a joiner. He joined.
Come to Miami. He could come on to the Heat. We'll unlock KD. Put him right next to Bam and Jimmy. We'll unlock him. But no, excellent point. I agree with you on that. I think we've seen the best of KD already, and all we got to look forward to is seeing him swallow his ego and perhaps take a lesser role on another team. Where are you at on that, Dave? On KD?
I think KD still could be one of the best players in the world. I just think
even after Anthony Edwards was eating his food all throughout that series, did you not see Anthony Edwards was lining that boy up like Nas's barber? He was stepping back, calling his shots, but
he was popping it. He was popping it for sure.
I live in Minneapolis, and they're buzzing over their team. They can't wait. I went to one of the games not too recently.
Great environment.
It was buzzing. It was buzzing. I had some really decent seats. One of the homeboys got some season tickets and invited me to go. And the buzz in Minneapolis is palpable. They're ready for something, because they haven't had anything since the KG era.
I know Minnesota thinking. They probably thinking championship.
They thinking championship. Everybody I walk around, they puffing their chest out, talking about they're gonna win it all. And now that LeBron's out, they're even puffing their chest harder. They're like, the king is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like they say in the movies, the king is dead. So now it's up for, as far as they're concerned, it's up for grabs. And Anthony Edwards is basically a werewolf as far as they're concerned. They call him Anthony Werewolf, not Timberwolf. They call him the werewolf out here. So
this is definitely the best shot that Minnesota has had since the KD and Steph Marbury days. Wally Zerbiak, salute to him. Was that Pooh Richardson and all those guys?
Mm-hmm.
But Pooh Richardson, Big Reese, you know about that.
I have his rookie card in my garage.
Ironically, I do too. NBA hoops.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I agree with both of your points. And TZ, to your point, I do still see KD as possibly being an elite player in this league. I just think he has to take a different role. I don't know that the role that he wants is the role that would be the best for his success as a team player. So
he's a sidekick. He's a sidekick, but he's a powerful sidekick.
Yeah, he's a great sidekick, but one of the best ever. So you want to put him in that category, I'd say that. Moving on to the next series that also ended already. It wasn't a sweep, but it was a gentleman's sweep. The Denver Nuggets, the world champions, took care of the Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games. Now, a lot of us saw this coming already. I picked Denver to win this in 5 games. Dave picked Denver to win in 6. A lot of people predicted Denver to win in a 4-game sweep like they did last year. But seeing that the Lakers have now lost to the same team 2 years in a row in the playoffs, what is next for LeBron and AD? Do you see either of them moving on somewhere, or do you see them trying to run it back and just retool around those two again? I'll start with you on this one, Dave.
No, I want to hear what Reese got to say.
All right, we defers to Reese. I'm anxious to hear what Reese has to say too. That's why I was trying to save him for last, because I already know he locked and loaded on this one. Laker fans, the comments of Reese do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Sports Time Zone, and all the Laker Nation and people. Like, what he says is his opinions, but he is a guest, so y'all be nice. Go ahead, Reese.
I think that LeBron James and the Lakers, they need to emancipate themselves and stop being the child of the Denver Nuggets, who are their daddy.
And that's
just like Mike Malone said,
it in a nice way.
They need to emancipate themselves. They need to get their own crib. They need to get a job. All that good stuff. They might need to go. What do they call the work release or the work program? The young kids, the wayward kids go to where they can get a job and learn a trade or something. It was a showcase in dominance. I mean, and the funny thing about it is that I was looking at some stats and they were saying that 75% of the series, the Lakers were up. 75% of the
surprising. Series. Yeah, the Lakers were winning the majority of the series. They were in the lead.
But they made a documentary, right, about the Lakers. What was it called? Winning Time. Winning Time. So when it counted most was when Denver stepped up. So they can only lead 25%, but they're maximizing every opportunity they got to get ahead. Porter Jr. is a weapon to be deployed. He can get hot in a second. He can be hibachi if he wanted to, And then you got Joker that just runs up and down the court like I don't even think he knows he's playing basketball. I think he just runs up and down the court. Like that one dude on the internet that makes fun of him.
I saw that picture you posted of Joker when he was a kid.
A little chubby kid. Yeah, he just runs up and down, does his thing, gets to his spots, scores, run back. Murray's a beast. 2 game winners. I mean, he's setting his legacy up, his championship pedigree, his championship legacy. I think that, I mean, he won't win any kind of Finals MVP as long as Joker's there, but he could come close. He can come close to Finals MVP because he's that dude. He's not scared of the moment. I mean, I saw him yab on LeBron, and I was just like, "Oh!" And then he flexed. Remember, he yabbed on LeBron, and then he did he did
too little. Exactly what he did. Later, too little down there.
I was like, "You might as well put a Pat Bev. You might as well have went down on him." He lit on him. You know what I'm saying? So
he did that.
I really think that the Lakers. I mean, without the play-in tournament, they wouldn't even have been in. They wouldn't even have been in the playoffs. So I mean, I don't know why anybody expected anything more. The Nuggets lost the number 2 seed, like the last game or so of the season, the number 1 seed. Yeah. So they could have avoided the Nuggets. However, they wanted the Nuggets. They were talking all that trash. We'd rather get them now than later.
They could have ducked them. I thought they was going to actually duck the smoke. I did think they were going to duck the smoke, but they didn't. They went ahead and they manned up and they came in there and they played the Lakers. They got 1 game off of them, which is what I anticipated. They would at least get 1 game, and they did. But
Coach Hunting.
Shifting,
he's going to get someone fired.
Well, that's the next thing, and Dave has a whole list of coaches that's on the hot seat. He's gonna have a special segment on next episode with these coaches, and we're gonna unload and unleash. But so TZ, staying here with the Lakers, I know you can't really say too much about the Lakers, but as far as changes that need to be made going forward, where do you think the changes need to start as far as personnel? Do you see LeBron or AD needing to be moved, Do you think it's Austin Reeves to bring in somebody else? What do you see as the biggest need for the Lakers to get over this hump?
I think they need more shooting. To me, I feel like they don't have enough shooting. More so, the team they have is more kind of scoring. It be times in the game where y'all need a three, and y'all just relying on scorers. I mean, scorers can shoot threes, but like maybe a real dependent shooter you can rely on could try to hit. Obviously, we still don't know the future that holds for them because it's up to LeBron, depending on whether he stays or leaves or retires. So I feel like they won't do anything until they know what LeBron does.
He ain't retiring. He's gonna play with his kid. He wants to.
That's what he's trying to do.
That nepotism.
He's talking like he wants to retire, which I don't. I still think he has another year for the way he played. I think he has another year.
He's a drama king. He says stuff like that because he wants people talking. I haven't thought about it. I don't know. You know what? Man, you know, he's nothing but calculated. If nothing, he is calculated.
Yeah, he's extremely calculated.
Open his mouth unless he's thoroughly thought it what he's going to say through. That's one thing I can say. You know, I don't say as much positive, but he knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. The nepotism is going to get Bronny wherever he wants. He'll tell teams not to draft Bronny. You know, like, I mean, I don't think he needs Bronny to get drafted. He'll be an unrestricted free agent. He can sign wherever he wants. That's what I think is going to happen.
I mean, and he does have that cachet. Like him or hate him, I mean, he has the cachet to be able to move things around. What I do see, I definitely think coming back. But what I see as the biggest move that the Lakers should start with, and they could probably get back that shooter that you was mentioning, TZ. I think they need to go ahead and move D'Angelo Russell. I think D'Lo has probably mentally already checked out of that team. I saw some footage of him during a timeout where he was over there eating snacks on the bench, or he was on his phone or something. I was like, yo, this dude
peanuts or something.
Yeah, LeBron, nobody on the team was sitting next to him. Nobody wanted to talk to him. So that to me, and that's your point guard. That's your point guard. So to me, that signifies that he might be out with Darvin Ham. So I think you can flip D'Lo for a decent shooter, or a true point guard or something that can, you know, facilitate their offense so they don't have to run everything through LeBron all the time. So I can see that happening. I don't want to spend too much time on the Lakers, but they definitely need to make some moves. We just got to stay tuned to see what happens with the whole LeBron soap opera and Bronny and all of that kind of foolishness. So we'll see what happens with all of that. Now, moving over to a couple of series that are still happening. We're still in the first round for a couple of other teams. Namely, I want to get this all out the way right now. My Miami Heat right now is down 3-1 to the Boston Celtics. For us to have a chance to extend this series against Boston, which doesn't really look good right now, I'm going to keep it a buck. But for us to have a better chance, I need to see more effort. Just effort itself. The effort has not been there in these last 2 home games. We need to be more efficient also. The fact that we're missing Jimmy Butler, we're missing Terry Rozier, we're deficient of offense. That's clear. So what that means is the guys that are out there have to be that much more efficient. Tyler has to be a score-first player. We can't have this Tyler the facilitator or Tyler I think I'm a point guard and I want to throw behind the back passes. No, Tyler, that is not what we need you for right now. You need to jack up some threes. Jack ups, come down the court, get some heat check shots. Give me some logo threes if we have to. We need Tyler to be in a score-first mentality with the lack of offense. Bam Adebayo. I need you to be assertive and stay your ass in the paint. I don't need Bam drifting out to the mid-range. I don't need Bam up at the top of the key trying to run the offense like a point center. We don't need that Bam. We need barbecue chicken Bam. We need the Bam that showed up in game 2 that was cooking Al Horford with baby hook shots, turnaround spin. We need that Bam. That's what we need. We also need Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin. Just give me anything. Give me anything. Just show up. Put on your uniform, come on the court, and show up. If you can at least do that, combined with everything else that I said, I think we have a really, really good chance of extending this series. I picked Boston to win this series, and I took a lot of flack. I picked Boston to win this series in 6 games. I'm still confident that my Heat can pick up one more win to extend this series, and anything can happen after that. But just give me this one more win, and I think we good. I'm gonna start with Big Reese. How do you like our chances to extend this series against Boston? And if so, what needs to happen? Or just how do you see this thing playing out? I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but go ahead. Hold on, Reese. We can't hear you. Can you hear Reese?
No.
Oh, I was on mute.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
I don't really want to. Yeah, I was on mute. I don't really want to rain on your parade, but it comes to a certain point where the deficiencies that you may have are gonna just be insurmountable. You're missing your best player. They have their best players, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that you got one win, I believe, is a win. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to extend the series. I mean, even if they do win one more game, like you said, I think it could go 6. But with the deficiencies that the Heat have, like you said, Tyler Hero isn't playing up to his full potential, and I don't think Boston's played up to their full potential yet.
That's
and
scary.
They have some sleepers on their team. They got Porzingis. Okay, yeah, they have Porzingis. What was the nickname? The Unicorn, or what they used to call that dude? When he the Unicorn? Yeah.
Right.
They got him. And I just think that Boston is just too stacked for a deficient Heat team. And the Heat have put up a valiant effort. They put up some really, really, really good numbers. But in the end, talent wins in the NBA. It's the NBA. The NFL is a coaching league, right? You can have subpar talent, and you have good coaching and good schemes, and they can coach you into success. And enough coaching in the NBA going to overcome the lack of talent between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. I just don't see it happening. Someone on Boston will have to get injured or slow down for them to have a chance to win the series.
All right, I accept that. I'll swallow that pill. Pause. But TZD, you've already told me that you think it's over already. You saying Boston is going to wrap us up in Boston? You still standing on that?
Yeah. I'm not trying to sound like a hater either, but it's just if Boston wants to be
that's all right.
If they want to be taken seriously as a championship team, or if they feel like this is their year, they got to beat y'all at home. It's 3-1. It's time to close it out.
Hey, I believe everybody from Heat Nation, everybody at 305 in the building, I'm still standing on this. We're going to get one more, at least one more win. I have faith. I have confidence. Even though TZD and Big Reese don't, I do. And I'm going to stand on it. So this time next week, I'm hoping that we're talking about a game 4 or a game 5 or something. But we'll see what happens with that. Now let's get on your boys, TZ, the Milwaukee Bucks. Your Milwaukee Bucks, TZD. Your Milwaukee Bucks are down 3-1 to the Indiana Pacers, that is. Dame and Middleton may not be 100% in this game. Neither Dame nor Middleton. Both of them are going to be hobbling around in this game. Giannis is still out. For me, in order for y'all to extend this series, Dame and Middleton got to have huge games. That's all I got to say. Now, TZ, go ahead and take off.
First of all, Dame not even playing right now, so he's out. It's only Middleton.
Oh, so he's out. So it's just Middleton.
Yes, Middleton.
Y'all in trouble.
I still believe we have enough, and just like Charles Barkley, I'm guaranteeing we win tonight.
Guarantee
we win tonight. It's not over.
Guaranteeing a win. That's the first time on the Sports Time Zone, ladies and gentlemen. We've never had a guarantee before on this show.
You just gave him the KOD. You just gave him the KOD.
Guaranteed. I'll guarantee it.
He's guaranteeing the win, ladies.
KOD.
Oh man. Hey, Big Reese, what's your thoughts on this 3-1 series with the Bucks being down to Indy and this game tonight? Do you see this being extended with no Giannis and no Dame? How do you see this playing out?
No Giannis, no Dame, no chance. I mean, seriously.
That's what I mean, told you, Dave.
I mean, and I'm not being a hater either. So I feel like a broken record after what you just said, TZ. That when you don't have your weapons, when you don't have your weapons, you bring a knife to a gunfight. What do you expect? I mean, Giannis is an MVP. Giannis is the champion. And I think Dame did his mercenary thing way too late. He left Portland way too late to try to chase a ring. And so now he's out. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah. It's similar to what you said for my
losing to a lower seed.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's when you don't. Health is one of the, like I said, the best availability is availability. And there's a lot of these guys, these stars that for all the loads are still sitting out, stars are still getting hurt. So I don't see load management making anybody more durable. They're getting paid full salaries, play 65 games, and now that they set it for 65, you have these players that are like, okay, I'm gonna this game out, unless they get hurt, and then I have to rearrange that whole thing so that they play 65, 70 games. They can say, oh yeah, I played the majority of the games.
Yeah,
load management isn't working because all these stars are out right now.
Dave, you know what'll be a really bad look though? If y'all do go on to lose this series, that means you would have lost 2 years in a row in round one. If you get put out in the first round 2 years in a row, and then all that Giannis went through, he got his coach fired, he got rid of Jrue Holiday, he got rid of all these other guys, you bring in Dame, you bring in Doc Rivers. At that point, who else is he gonna fire? Giannis is turning into a little LeBron with getting people fired and getting people tossed. But the only difference is LeBron's had a couple of championships to be able to warrant that. Giannis has 1 championship and 2 first-round exits. Well, I ain't gonna say 2 because y'all don't have it yet. But wait a minute. We beat y'all in the bubble too, didn't we? We eliminated y'all from the playoffs in the bubble. Now that I think about it.
And we was hurt. Every time we get eliminated, we be hurt.
Nobody so y'all was hurt last year. So what did Reese say? The best ability is availability.
I'm not saying it as an excuse, but we was hurt last year. Y'all just got hurt last year. Every time we got eliminated, we've been hurt. Nobody has beat us fully healthy.
Come on, Dave. Nobody's fully healthy this time of year. No team is fully healthy right now. Even the guys that are on the court, they're not healthy. Everybody has something going on right now.
I'm not saying this year. I'm saying overall in general. Nobody has beat us healthy, and they know it.
All I know is if y'all don't want to lose in 5, y'all going to have to hold a big L. And the same way you going to make me hold an L against Boston, I'm going to make you hold this L against Indy if y'all lose to Indy.
Who are you picking tonight to win the game? Just like I picked your series, I picked Boston to win. Who are you picking to win tonight? Between the Bucks and the
game in Milwaukee? Yes, with no Dame and no Giannis. See, I thought Dame was going to play, but Dame is out. I got Indiana finishing y'all off tonight.
For Dame, if it comes down to it, he'll play before Dame. Dame's out, probably.
I got Indy finishing y'all off tonight. I'm with Reese on this. I got Indy finishing y'all off tonight. It's over tonight. It ends tonight. And then Dame is going to start. Dame going to say he want to come to Miami again, and we're going to try this again and see if we can get Dame to South Beach one more time. But there's definitely an issue going on if in y'all's locker room, or something's going on, because y'all should not be one game away from elimination. But we'll leave that as it is. We got a couple more topics, and then we're gonna close out. I know we're getting short on time. The Cleveland versus Orlando series is tied right now, 2-2. I picked Orlando to win this series in 7 games. I still like Orlando to win it. Big Reese, who do you got winning this series, Cleveland versus Orlando?
Which series we talking about here?
Cleveland versus Orlando Magic. Yeah.
I'm sorry, brothers. I might have to step out. Too long. I'm gonna have to step out for a second.
All right, salute TZ. We're gonna finish this up for you. TZ will be back with us next week. Make sure y'all lay around for that next Monday.
Go hit that like, follow, subscribe button. Go follow our Instagram, SportsTime_zone. You heard it here from TZ Dave. And also, I'm guaranteed the Bucks win tonight. Peace.
He's guaranteeing the Bucks win. Before you go, TZ.
Guarantee.
Before you go, TZ, real quick, let me give you this little quick history moment, and then you can go ahead. On this very day in 2015, on this day, the Chicago Bulls, led by Derrick Rose, Pau Gasol, and Jimmy Butler, beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, 4-2, to advance out of the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. I was saving that one for you for later on in the show, but since you got to go now, I'll give that one to you now. That's one of the history moments, and I'll share the other one with you too now.
That's a good one. And I bet Giannis was nowhere to be found yet. So
Giannis was there. He was a young Giannis. He was a young Giannis, but he was there. Also on this day in 2023, just last year, Steph Curry dropped 50. That's his playoff career high against Sacramento, beating the Sacramento Kings 120-100 to secure a Game 7 win. Ironically, that same Sacramento team is who beat Curry in the play-in tournament. But salute to Steph Curry, 50 points last year, and also salute to the Chicago Bulls from 2015. TZD will holler at you. I know you got other things to do. Me and Reese will finish up here.
I wish you nothing but the best, Reese. See you soon, brother.
No problem. Thanks for having me on. Good to see you. I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir. All right, Big Reese, it's just you and I here for the last little segment of the show. So Cleveland versus Orlando. Right now, that series is tied. It's been a pretty entertaining series. You got the youth of Orlando Magic behind Paolo Banchero, also with their role players. You've got Wagner. We've got Cole Anthony. We've got Suggs. They're pretty loaded with role players. And then you've got on the other side the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by Donovan Mitchell and his backcourt mate Garland, as well as Jared Allen. So they've got a lot of good veterans on the team. How do you see this series finishing out? It's 2-2 right now.
I think that Paolo needs to have a coming out party. I think that he's playing well, but I think that if Orlando is to win, it's going to be on the back of their young stars, their young team. That's usually how it works. He was a high draft pick. I've seen him ball. I mean, he can ball. And so I think that my prediction is I think Orlando is going to edge out. I mean, Spider, he is a beast. But once again, I think Spider is a number 2. You know, he's a player 2. He needs a player 1. You know what I'm saying? He's Luigi. I think he's a Luigi. I don't think he's a Mario. Okay.
And I could see that. I see him as more of I see him maybe as a 1A. I don't know if he's, a B, but yeah, I could see him being a Luigi. I see where you're coming from with that.
So I think that the Orlando will probably edge him. I think it'll probably go 7.
Yeah, that's what my pick
Orlando's
was.
Going to edge them out at 7. Yeah.
I picked Orlando in 7. So make sure y'all at home, y'all drop in the comments How do you feel this series is going to end? Do you agree with myself and Reese that it ends with Orlando in 7, or you gonna go with Dave? Dave actually picked the Cleveland Cavaliers winning this series in 7 games. So if y'all agree with me and Reese, make sure you give us a like or a comment down there. If you agree with TZ Dave, then you give us a comment on that too. All right. Last series that is still going on that we haven't discussed yet is the Dallas versus the Clippers. That is tied 2-2 right now. Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka Doncic, as well as Kyrie. Yeah.
They're playing right now.
Oh, they're on right now. Okay. Well, while they're still on right now, let's get your quick take on it without you looking at the score and seeing who's winning. I ultimately picked the Clippers winning this series. Also, I picked this as a 7-game series. Seems like all of the 7-game series that I picked are still going on right now. So I picked the Clippers in 7. That's barring that Kawhi Leonard is healthy and plays for the rest of the series. How do you see this series finishing out?
That last series made is the story of the Clippers ever since Kawhi left Toronto. It's always availability. You know, we're hammering this whole availability thing down, but Kawhi stays hurt. And Doncic is a beast. I mean, Doncic, just for lack of a better word, because kind of a person, he's an asshole, right? An asshole. He'll hit it 3 in your face. He'll laugh at you. He'll laugh at the fans. He'll dance. He does not care. He's an asshole, and I love it. You know, so I see Dallas edging them out. I think Dallas edging them out in 6, and Kyrie's going to be Kyrie. Like you say, Kyrie's a player too. He's not a player one. Doncic is a player one, and Kyrie is a bona fide player too. And he's accepted his role. And I think that is the major thing, because a lot of times is it your turn? Is it my turn? Is it your turn? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Now they're getting the chemistry together where they're in a position where Benji is going to put them, and they're doing it right. I see Dallas being in the conference finals. I don't see any reason why they can't be.
I'm with you on that. I actually, like I said, I had the Clippers win initially based on Kawhi Leonard being healthy, but watching this series and just watching Luka, like, we are definitely witnessing greatness. We're being like, I don't think people really understand the magnitude of how good Luka is and how great, I don't want to say good, how great he is. He's one of those transcending generational talents. He is a generational talent, and he could very well take this team to win a championship. I could see them winning it all this year with the team that they have behind Luka. Like you say, man, he doesn't care. He's out there. He's having fun. He makes a 3. He points at you. He laughs at you. You know, he gets in your face. He's not intimidated by nobody. Nobody has him shook. And I've seen some of the most intimidating players get up in his grill trying to, get him shook. And he shows no emotion like that. He just laughs it off. So mentally, Luka is very much fit for the part. Physically, he's gifted. He's not, going to overwhelm you with speed or athleticism, but he's probably one of the most fundamentally sound players since Tim Duncan that I've seen in this game. So Dallas versus the Clippers, I definitely think it's going to go 7.
He knows how to get to his spots.
Yes. He walks you to his spots, and then he gets any shot that he wants. Like, any shot that Luka wants, he will get that shot and he will put it up. His court vision is ridiculous. I saw Luka drive the ball all the way under the basket in the paint and then throw a no-look pass to the top of the key to an open 3-point shooter. From underneath the basket, a no-look pass to the top of the key for 3, that's crazy. Like, that, people don't realize how good Luka is, and I'm giving him his props and his flowers right now. Luka Doncic, you right now might be the guy in the NBA. I like Anthony Edwards. I definitely like Ant-Man too. I like Shai Gilgeous. And of course, there's always Nikola. But I don't think people talk enough about Luka and his MVP status, because he's definitely an MVP candidate. So we'll see how that wraps up. Also, all you people out there
Western
watching.
Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I got one more thing to say.
Go
As
for
far
it.
as the Western Conference Finals, I really think it would be very interesting. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We lost you again. Okay, now I hear
Can
you.
you
Go
hear me?
ahead.
Okay. I think it'd be very interesting for the Western Conference Finals to feature two foreign superstars going at it for one of the first times in a conference final. We don't
Yeah.
see that very
Yeah,
often.
that's a good
So
point.
the superstar of one team, Nikola Jokic, from war-torn Serbia or whatever, like
Yeah.
he goes home and writes chariots and horses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you got the Bass brothers in the stands. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
you have Luca, another guy from the Eastern Bloc of Europe. He's seen wars and stuff growing up. None of these guys are scared. So we're gonna have two white European superstars. I believe that's what I'm predicting. Two white European superstars in the Western Conference Finals. We've never seen a marquee of these two big white dudes balling out. And I think that'll be something that will bring more viewers from overseas too. I mean, they're already a
Oh
global
yeah.
game. And
Oh
it'll
yeah.
be something for
Yeah.
people to see. Like, people domestically have never seen. Like, man, Luca versus Nicola. It's gonna be the A block.
Yeah.
The So
I
I think
think
that's
I
something to
think
look forward to.
yeah, it is. And I think the NBA and Adam Silver would relish that. Like they would I think they not that they have to move mountains to make that happen. I could actually see that
Right.
just happening through just a natural flow of events. So, but yeah,
Osmosis.
that would be huge. That would be huge, and the leagues never saw it. I think the ratings would be through the roof. It'd probably be one of the
Mhm.
highest rated NBA conference finals that we've ever seen before. It would definitely be up there. It would be up there with any other series that was that electric. So
Sacramento Lakers, things like that.
yeah, it would be up there with that. It would definitely be up there with that. Sacramento
Mhm.
Lakers, Heat Knicks from like the 90s, the Knicks Bulls from the 90s. It would be to that magnitude, to that level. So yeah. So with that being said, that's pretty much all of the topics that we wanted to cover. Make sure everybody gives at the bottom in the comment section, give your opinions on what myself, Big Reese, and also TZD had to say. Real quick, we've already done our on this day moment. As I was saying earlier, for those who don't know, on this day in 2015, the Bulls, led by Derrick Rose, Pau Gasol, and Jimmy Butler, beat the Milwaukee Bucks 4-2 to advance out of the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Those were some really, really fun times for you back then, I'm sure, Big Reese. When I say the name Derrick Rose, Pau Gasol, and Jimmy Butler, what's the first thing that comes to your mind there?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, when I say the names Derrick Rose, Pau Gasol, and Jimmy Butler, that Chicago Bulls team, what kind of memories do you have from that team?
The memories I have are melancholy. What could have been? What could have been?
Yeah, yeah,
It's really sad, just given the fact that the Bulls. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, Bearstown, right? Bulls were crap before Jordan got there. He retired. They were decent for a minute. Then he came back, won more titles, then retired. We waited from 98 to '08. We went through a 10-year Tim Floyd drought of just sucking, sucking, sucking. And then we actually had a savior. And then Tibbs ran him into the ground
yeah,
and he got hurt and he was
yeah,
never the same. You know,
yep.
we had
And
we
that,
had Noah, we had Boozer, we had a young Butler. They had a squad. If Derrick Rose could have stayed healthy, they could have beat your Heat team if he would have stayed healthy. I think he could have. He had a chance. I'm not predicting he would have, but the second he got hurt, It was over.
Yeah, everything's
I
changed.
said it's here. I was like,
Woulda, coulda,
it
shoulda.
was over.
Now Tibbs is over in New York running
Shit.
Jalen Brunson into
Those
the
are my words
ground.
for them.
Making Jalen Brunson play like 40-something minutes a game. Yo, hey, Kev, I know you watching, Kev, because Kev always watches. Yo, listen to Big Reese when it comes to this Tibbs. Yo, Tibbs will run your point guard into the ground. I know y'all enjoying watching Jalen Brunson do all of these spectacular things and special things, but him playing upwards of 40 minutes a game every single night, and we already know that he's got ankle issues going on. Knock on wood. I ain't wishing injury on nobody. But just be careful. Right. Be careful, because Tibbs will run your point guard into the ground. Salute to you out there, Kev, and all of the Knicks and Ish podcast. I was over on their show a couple of days ago, and all those Knicks fans tried to gang up on me, but I held my own. So I came out unscathed, still rocking my jersey. My shoes was unscuffed and all that. So, yeah, anytime y'all New York boys want that smoke again, I will be back. Or you can come right here and join us on the Sports Time Zone, and we can get it in right here too. So salute to all of y'all out there as well. But that's all we got for y'all today. I really, really definitely appreciate all of the support, all the love that everybody has been showing us. I also want to, again, thank my guest, Big time out today and coming through and showing love and blessing us with his sports expertise. Reese, it's always love having you here. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again, brother.
No problem. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, no doubt. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, share, and we'll catch y'all on the Sports Time Zone next week, and we will be here live. Peace.